Imagine being the master of your emotions, not a slave to them. This isn't a fantasy, but a reality that Stoicism, an ancient philosophy, can offer. Emotions, whether positive or negative, have a tremendous impact on our lives. They influence our decisions, our interactions, and ultimately, our happiness. But have you ever stopped to think about how much control you really have over them? A great deal, as it turns out. Stoicism, a philosophy dating back to ancient Greece, provides a practical guide for managing these emotions. These principles are simple but powerful tools for emotional control. The key to this mastery lies in 10 simple principles. Number 1. Avoid reacting in anger. Stoic philosophy places a strong emphasis on the control of one's emotions, and anger in particular is an emotion that can often lead us astray. It's an impulsive reaction, a wildfire that burns without reason or understanding, causing more harm than good. The Stoics teach us that when we feel the heat of anger rising, it's crucial to step back, to create some space between the cause of our anger and our response to it. This pause allows us to respond thoughtfully rather than react impulsively. It's in this space that we find the opportunity to choose a response that aligns with our values rather than a reaction fueled by raw emotion. In essence, the Stoics advise us to be like the wise owl, which sits quietly on its branch, observing the world without letting its emotions cloud its judgment. In doing so, we can navigate the challenges of life with a clear and focused mind. Anger blurs vision, virtue clarifies it. Number 2. Respond with virtue, not impulse. Stoicism places high value on virtues such as wisdom, courage, and justice. These are not just abstract concepts. They are practical guides for our behavior. When faced with emotionally charged situations, it's easy to react on impulse, but Stoicism encourages us to pause, reflect, and respond with virtue. Imagine you're in a heated argument. The impulse might be to retaliate with harsh words. But what if you choose courage, standing firm without resorting to hostility? Or wisdom, understanding the situation from a broader perspective? Or justice, treating the other person fairly despite your disagreements? Responding with virtue doesn't suppress our emotions. Instead, it channels them towards more constructive outcomes. It helps us navigate through emotional turbulence with grace and dignity. Remember, every emotional challenge is an opportunity to exercise virtue, and with each practice, we become better at managing our emotions, leading to a more peaceful and balanced life. Virtue is the compass that steers us away from emotional chaos. Number 3. Use adversity as an opportunity for growth. Stoicism introduces us to a beautiful concept, amor fati, which translates to love of fate. This principle reminds us to embrace all that life throws our way, the good and the bad, the joy and the pain, the victories and the defeats. Imagine if we could shift our perspective and see the hurdles not as roadblocks, but as stepping stones towards growth. What if every struggle were a lesson in disguise, a chance to develop our character, our resilience, our wisdom? Stoics believe that adversity is not something to be feared or avoided, but rather welcomed as a teacher. This does not mean we should seek out hardship. Rather, it's about accepting that challenges are a natural part of life. Instead of resisting, we can choose to learn, grow, and emerge stronger. And remember, in every adversity, there lies a seed of equivalent or greater benefit. Number 4. Develop a balanced perspective. In the Stoic school of thought, there's a profound understanding of the transient nature of external events. Just as seasons change, so too do the circumstances of our lives. Practicing Stoicism means acknowledging this impermanence and learning not to be swept away by the highs or sunk by the lows. When we fixate on a single event, whether positive or negative, we tend to lose sight of the bigger picture. We end up allowing our emotions to be dictated by fleeting moments rather than our own inner compass. However, by cultivating a balanced perspective, we can navigate through life's ups and downs more calmly and rationally. This is not about suppressing emotions, but rather about understanding them in the context of a broader, more balanced perspective. It's about realizing that today's storm is just a part of life's ongoing journey. With the right perspective, every experience becomes a learning. Number 5. Practice mindfulness in the present moment. You see, Stoicism teaches us the art of mindfulness, of being fully immersed in the here and now. It's about savoring the current moment rather than being held captive by past regrets or future anxieties. Stoic mindfulness is not about escaping reality, but rather fully engaging with it. It's about acknowledging our feelings without becoming entangled in them. When we experience an emotion, we observe it. We understand its nature, but we don't let it dictate our actions. This conscious presence allows us to avoid unnecessary emotional reactions. Instead of reacting impulsively, we respond thoughtfully. We give ourselves the gift of pause, a moment to choose our response rather than falling prey to knee-jerk reactions. Remember, every moment is a new opportunity to practice mindfulness, to choose our response, to exercise emotional control. The present moment is where life happens, where we truly live. Number 6. Cultivate inner resilience. Stoicism teaches us that resilience isn't about avoiding emotions, but rather facing them head-on. The Stoics believed that our capacity to endure and bounce back from adversity is a true testament of our inner strength. They emphasized the practice of self-discipline as a crucial tool in building this resilience. By exercising discipline in our reactions, we cultivate an inner strength that helps us navigate through life's tumultuous seas. It's like training our emotional muscles to withstand heavier weights of hardship, disappointment, or stress. Moreover, the Stoics highlighted the importance of maintaining a steady mind, undisturbed by external events or circumstances. This, they believed, is the key to emotional resilience. In other words, the more we master our inner world, the less we are affected by the outer one. Remember, it's not about suppressing or ignoring our emotions, but rather understanding them, managing them, and growing stronger through the process. Resilience is not about avoiding emotions, but about facing them head-on. Number 7. Focus on your character, not others' actions. The Stoics held personal development in high regard. They believed that our character, our virtues, and our actions define us, not the actions of others. We often find ourselves reacting to others, their words, their deeds, and their attitudes. But the Stoics urge us to remember that we can't control others, but we can control ourselves. We can control our reactions, our emotions, and our attitudes. By focusing on our character, we can become better, stronger, and more emotionally resilient. We can become the best version of ourselves, irrespective of what others do or say. This doesn't mean ignoring others, but rather not letting their actions define our emotional state. Our character is our compass, guiding us through the ups and downs of life. It's our shield, protecting us from emotional turbulence. And it's our legacy, defining how we are remembered. Character is destiny, and it's in your hands. Number 8. Recognize what you can control. The Stoics called this the sphere of control. It's about understanding that some things are within our control, while others are not. The things within our control, our thoughts, our reactions, our actions. These are the areas where we have power, where we can make a difference. The things outside our control, well, that's everything else. The weather, the traffic, the opinions of others. We can't control these, so why let them control us? By focusing on what we can control, we can manage our emotions more effectively. We can choose not to let external factors dictate how we feel. Instead, we decide how we react. We decide how we feel. We decide what actions we take. Remember, power lies within you, not outside. Number 9, don't let others' opinions affect you. Now, this doesn't mean you should ignore constructive criticism. Rather, it's a reminder that your self-worth is not tied to the judgments of others. We often give too much weight to other people's opinions, allowing them to sway our emotions and decisions. But Stoicism teaches us to maintain inner stability. Think of it this way. Just as a tree stands firm in a storm, your sense of self should remain grounded, no matter what opinions are swirling around you. The opinions of others are merely gusts of wind. They might ruffle your leaves, but they can't uproot you. That's because your worth is an internal quality. It's something you define for yourself. So, the next time you find yourself swayed by others' opinions, remember this Stoic principle. Keep your roots deep and your trunk steady. After all, your worth isn't determined by others' perceptions. Number 10, accept what you can't control. In the grand tapestry of life, there are threads that we can manipulate, and there are those that lie beyond our grasp. Stoic philosophy teaches us to understand this distinction. Imagine you're in a garden. You can tend to the plants, water them, protect them from pests, but you can't control the weather. You can't command the sun to shine or the rain to fall. This is a simple yet profound metaphor for life. Often, we find ourselves fretting over things we have no power over: the past, the future, other people's actions, or the world at large. This futile obsession can leave us feeling frustrated, anxious, and drained. Stoicism advises us to let go of such unnecessary worries. Instead, we should focus our energy on areas where we can make a difference. Serenity comes when we stop wrestling with the uncontrollable. Remember, the journey towards mastering your emotions is a continuous one, not a destination. It's an ongoing process that requires daily practice, patience, and commitment. Every day, every moment is an opportunity to apply these principles, to learn and grow. The beauty of this journey is in its process, the transformation it brings within us. It's about becoming the best version of ourselves, not just for our own benefit, but also for those around us. It's about creating a positive impact, cultivating inner peace, and living a life of virtue and wisdom. And remember, you're not alone in this journey. We are all navigating through the sea of life, learning to sail our own ship amidst the waves of emotions. So let's embark on this journey together, supporting, learning, and growing with each other. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more insightful content on mastering your emotions. Together, let's master our emotions and live life on our own terms.